Philistines. It's been, what, forever since I've done anything? I'm sorry about the distance. A lot of stuff, holidays, all that junk. Was sick 2 times, like, incredibly lost my voice. So much. Anyway, so here I am, pretty much not sick anymore. And I decided that I would read you guys a short one that I wrote a while back. While I was still up in freelance, so it's been... I think I wrote it while I was up there, maybe not. Anyways, I printed it out. I didn't want to drag my phone up here. Anyway, it's called A Dull Night. Yawning and checking the time for the upteenth time, she stifled a sigh. Still 45 minutes until closing. Today was dragging on like no other. The mall was dead as a cemetery in January. Had been for the past 2 hours. She looked up as a lone customer walked in. Head high, seeming on a mission. The young woman smiled and greeted him as he made a beeline for the weapons case in the far back. She glanced back at him and then scanned the store, checking for lurkers. "Excuse me." The man startled her from her daze that she had fallen into. "Is there someone who runs the cases in the back?" "What do you want to see?" she inquired as she walked back, unhooking the employees only sign and stepping behind the cases before he answered her. "Last time I was in, there were card knives." She said nothing, walked to the end case, and pulled out one of the little black credit cards. "Oh, is there one I can look at?" His hand delved into his back pocket. "I'll show you my ID." He pulled out his ID, and as she stooped to pull out one... He pulled out his ID as she stooped to pull out one of the open cards. "Here you go," she said, handing it to him after glancing at the year of his birth. He looked it over, then handed it back to her, thanking her. "Have a good night," he added as he walked away. The young woman returned the gesture as she crouched down to put the 2 card knives back in the case. As she placed them down, she heard a slight metal-on-metal sound behind her. Spinning around, she saw the man grasp the hilt of the Zelda Master Sword that he had pulled from the wall display. "Keep your mouth shut and I won't cut you," he ordered in his same friendly voice. Gasping quietly as she lost her balance, she fell onto her butt, now completely hidden from any passerby. She wanted to know what he wanted, but didn't dare open her mouth. He smiled warmly down at her as he stepped closer, the sword still pointed at her head. He looked around the store before kneeling down and ordering her to remove her jeans. With one hand, he lowered his own and rested the sword's blade against her throat. "Now, keep your mouth shut and this will all be over soon," he said with a surprisingly aggressive tone. She closed her eyes and braced for pain. When it came, she didn't gasp or cry out, but screamed bloody murder as she felt the blade of the Master Sword pierce her chest and plunge into her heart. Her eyes flew open as he stood, rebuttoning his jeans. She felt, rather than saw him, stoop to put her own jeans back in place, as he said in his kind tone once more, "You needn't worry, love. I'd never rape anyone. I am a gentleman after all." The young woman kept her blurry vision on him as he turned to walk out of the store. Everything was silent as her blood pooled around her. She dared not move, herself nor the blade. As her vision faded, and she felt herself slipping closer to death. Her final, fearful thoughts were of her dear mother, who was coming to pick her up in 40 minutes. I hope you guys all enjoyed that one. That was one that I wrote. I will have the link down below so that you guys can check it out on my personal blog on LiveJournal, where I put all my stories that I've written. I'm going to try to not to go as long in between videos next time. I kept telling myself I would do it, and then I just didn't. So, although Magic card game has kind of taken over my life lately. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see all of you lovely mangosteens next time. Have sweet nightmares, everyone.